Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Right off the bat, we can see Peter and Miles chilling here. But yes, for today's gameplay video, we will be playing Spider-Man 2 from Insomniac Games. And as you can see, I am very early in the game. um, but yeah,
Hey, I just saw what happened at Coney.
and there's
What
Miles
was that?
calling Peter, but right
Remember
off
my
the
friend
bat,
Harry? Yeah? That was
wow,
him?
is this game
How?
beautiful.
Honestly, no idea.
Um,
I think it's
like
just
just the
creepy that he's
night
been...
alone is like super
Oh,
awesome.
that's Harry. Gotta go.
It kind
Hey,
of sucks
I
that the
cleared out the
windows
foundation.
aren't
Alright, I'll swing
necessarily,
by.
I think they are
Swing
like
by?
3D
Man,
models.
how
Like
many
you could
times have
see
you said
someone
that and
there
meant
is
it
watching the
literally?
TV, but the TV's not even on,
Gotta
you
meet up
know?
with Harry
So
and
it's kind
find
of
out
just
more
like,
about his
okay, I
suit.
guess. But you know, you gotta give credit to Insomniac when you can, you know? But yeah, I mean, this game makes you feel like Spider-Man. It really does. Like, Peter's and Miles' movement is super, it's super immersive. Ooh, some kick enemies. 1, 2, and then 3. There we go. But yeah, it's very immersive. Um, you know, and so for those of you who don't know, Insomniac Games is also another Sony owned company, and they're best known for Ratchet and Clank, right? Now, unlike Naughty Dog and Sucker Punch, from my understanding,
At least my suit's heat shield still works
Insomniac
well.
hasn't really made a lot of different games. The only thing that they've ever really done is the Ratchet and Clank games, which there's nothing wrong with that. You know,
You guys need help with that?
I never really played the Ratchet and Clank games, unfortunately, but I bet those games are pretty amazing on their own, I would imagine. But oh, why are there so many enemies? Jeez. But yeah, so ooh, what's that? Yeah, by the way, I'm wearing an orange costume. I don't know why. I guess we could take a look at the costumes I have. But I might have some DLC costumes now that I think about it. Actually, I might have the brand new day costume, which would be sick. But yeah, so they've only made the Ratchet and Clank games, from my understanding, which there's nothing wrong with. You know, Ratchet and Clank seems like a fun game. I just don't have an attachment for those games because I never got to play them growing up. Which now that I think about it, I wonder why my parents never got me like a Ratchet and Clank game. Since they were pretty notorious for like being for kids. But yeah, so the history about this game,
Marco fell right into
the
their
first
trap.
game came
Wait,
out in
he is
September
his
of
kid?
2018. It
How
actually
did I
came
not
really
know about
close to
this?
my birthday, which was
Just
like a
checked back
pretty
in on
good
Marco.
birthday
He's
gift.
steadily improving, making more and more sense.
But
He's even eating again.
um,
Doctors are hopeful.
I think
Good
this
work.
game
Gotta be honest,
officially got
not loving the
unveiled
hidden ambush
in
spot. Tossing grenade!
2016, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure. By the way, I should probably lower my TV. So, there were a lot of rumors circulating at the time that we were going to be getting a brand new Spider-Man game, right? But the question was, who exactly was making the Spider-Man game? And a lot of rumors were circulating that Sucker Punch were actually the ones that were going to be making the Spider-Man game, and a lot of people were like pretty interested in that because, you know, obviously like the infamous games. So they were pretty used to making an open world of the game. Like they're pretty used to making like an open world already as is, which by the way, real quick, um I'm trying to find New York. Uh, I'm trying to find Times Square. I don't know. We'll just figure it out. But yeah, right off the bat, this lighting is
Wish
sick,
I had time to
dude.
help, but I'm needed somewhere else.
Like, wow, look at this, man. This feels peak, super, super peak. But yeah, a lot of people were like really believing the rumors that Sucker Punch were the ones making this game. And it wasn't until E3 had came around when E3 was still a thing. I'm really sad that E3 is no longer a thing, and ever since Sony left E3, that was kind of like the beginning of, oh yeah, like they're probably not gonna do E3 anymore. Like E3 is probably gonna start becoming more and more redundant. But of course, COVID was kind of like the sealed deal for E3 ending. But yeah, turns out Sucker Punch weren't the ones making this game. Rather, it was Insomnia Games, which surprised a lot of people. And, you know, Sucker Punch would announce that they were making, you know, the Ghost of Tsushima game, which was like an original IP from them. So, you know, Sony had gave the mantle of making um, a brand new Spider-Man game via Insomnia Games. Because you gotta remember, the last Spider-Man game before Spider-Man PS4, I believe was the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Because, you know, a lot of the Spider-Man games were tie-in movie games, because back in the day, we used to have a lot of tie-in movie games to promote the film. Which, honestly, I miss those days. They were really awesome days back in the day. Oh, wow. I'm getting beat up here. But, uh-oh. There we go. For a sec. But yeah, so there was a lot of stakes at the table because we hadn't really had a lot of good Spider-Man games.
Now I'm gonna be
You know,
jumpy for at least the next 20 minutes.
for Insomniac's PS4 game, so a lot of people had a lot of high hopes for Insomniac Spider-Man, you know? As a matter of fact, I'm trying to look for Times Square. Where Times Square is. I think I see it. Let's see if this is Times Square. This is an Empire State Building, so let's see. But yeah, so what is Times Square, dude? So this game came out in 2018, like I stated, and honestly, this year was the year of Spider-Man. It really was. Like, we got so much Spider-Man greatness in 2018 alone. Because in 2018, we received the Venom film, which was the first Spider-Man spin-off project, and in my opinion, I really liked Venom. I mean, it's not like the greatest thing ever, you know, but it's something, which I think I found Times Square. Maybe. Yep, I sure did. New York is awfully empty. This is so empty. Wow. This game is amazing. It looks so aesthetic. Which, by the way, do we have... Here's the Amazing Spider-Man suit. This is the No Way Home ending suit. This is the classic suit. We don't even have it unlocked. That's the superior suit. And this is a Dot Ardo. Is a... Oh, okay, here are suits we already own. We have the Into Spider-Verse suit. Whoa, this is the No Way Home suit. I mean, I'm sorry, this is the Brand New Day suit. Yeah, but you even have his like bulky web shooters there. Wow. Look at that, I love this suit. This and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit are my favorite movie suits ever. I really like the Raimi suit, but the Raimi suit is just not like it's very nice, but it's not like Spider-Man, I suppose. Like, it's very, like... I don't know how to explain it. Like, the Amazing Spider-Man and Brand New Day suits, they definitely feel more, like, comic booky, you know? But the Raimi suit feels more, like, expensive, I guess. But yeah, we had the Venom film in 2018. We had Infinity War with Spider-Man, who played a pretty big role in that film. We had the Spider-Man video game come out, and was there something else? Can't remember off the top of my head, but regardless, it felt like a lot of Spider-Man. It really did. But yeah, this particular game, so the first game received a lot of praise. So a lot of people really liked the first game, but a lot of people liking the second game, because a lot of people didn't really appreciate the story that went behind the second game. They felt like it was kind of not executed well. You know, a lot of things didn't make sense. Like, for instance, you know, Miles getting a new suit, right? Because the whole point of the Miles Morales video game was that he finds himself, but then he gets a new suit at the end of this game, which kind of defeats the purpose of, like, that his own spin-off game, right? Yeah, so a lot of people don't really like this game, but I like it personally. You know, the fact that you get to play Venom is pretty sick, and Black Spider-Man, of course. Um, and yeah, overall, this is an Empire State Building. Overall,
If the reports coming in from Brooklyn are to be believed,
um,
these Spider-Men have grown more powerful than we feared.
this game is peak.
Magic portals,
It
subway
really is.
cars,
It makes you feel like
disappearing off the
Spider-Man,
tracks,
and
fire engines,
especially
flying
after
through
watching
the night
Brand New
sky,
Day,
and the
I
newer
look at
Spider-Man
this aesthetic, dude.
the
Look at
center.
that.
Webbing and property damage weren't enough. Now we
This
add
is such a
mystical
gorgeous
arts
game.
into the
I really
mix.
hope to
Does their
visit New
desire
York
for
City one
destruction
day,
know
because
no
I've never been
bounds?
to New York
I almost feel
City.
sorry for this lost
But it
soul,
would be
groomed
really
for a life of
awesome to
criminality and
experience the city in
degradation.
person, you know,
Speaking of
especially
which, it seems
after watching
Spider-Man
like
was
Home Alone
cohorting
2 and
with
just like so many
notorious thief, the
different
Black Cat.
forms of media,
Both
like
costumes must be cut from the
KC
same
and whatnot
corrupt
that
cloth.
like live in
If
New
their
York.
entanglement
But
doesn't paint a clear enough picture of
yeah,
Spider-Man's intent,
this is
then here's a
Spider-Man,
little
ladies and
story.
gentlemen, and
The Spider-Men
until
show up,
next time,
and the group we
God
now know as the
bless.
Hunters follow.
As
Clear
always,
now? These
yeah,
Spider-Men are
take care.
magnets for malefactors.